This lady hit me with her car, killed me. I'm back from the dead to tell what really happened. Well, I'm a walking miracle at the end of the day, I am.
He has been hitting me for years, kicking me, slapping me in the face, punched me in my mouth. He has ruined my life. He's ruined my credit. He's ruined me physically, emotionally, and mentally.
Plaintiff LaTwanda Williams claims the defendant plowed into her on his illegal dirt bike. She's suing for $5,000 for car repairs and towing fees. Defendant, Vincent Brown, claims the accident was the plaintiff's fault and she nearly killed him. He claims he owes nothing.
The whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Yes.
It's case number 208 on the docket, Williams versus Brown.
Okay, and welcome to both of you. We have the plaintiff, Ms. Williams.
Yes, sir.
And you are suing the defendant, Mr. Brown, for $5,000 for crashing his dirt bike into your car and totaling it.
Yes, sir. On September 13, 2018,
Yes.
I was traveling with my daughter. We were, it was 9 o'clock at night. It had just finished raining, listening to gospel. When I went to the light.
Sounds to me she wasn't paying attention. She was listening to music.
First of all, I was.
Okay, but just listening to
And
gospel.
as I turned left on 30th Street, out of nowhere, you know, God take the wheel, Jesus take the wheel, bam.
But you had no idea he was coming at you.
I did not see him. I have no idea where he came from. I submitted a diagram, if I can show you.
Sure, if you'll come over here and we'll take a look. There you go.
This is my car.
Yes.
And I will be turning left onto 30th Street.
Okay, right now the turn signal is a red.
Right, so I did not move.
Okay.
And once my turn signal turned green, I proceeded to go. And I'm gonna turn left onto 30th.
Now it's turning green.
Right, and this is the defendant. He crashes into me, pushing my car back into traffic.
Your Honor, that's not right.
It is correct.
That's not right. I have the same diagram that shows something different.
You're going to come in and show you a diagram later. So you're saying you had a green light to turn left. As you're turning left, he's coming, and he should be stopping because that light is red.
Stopped.
And instead, you guys crash.
Right. His dirt bike goes here, and it throws him up the sidewalk.
You didn't see him coming.
It is an illegal dirt bike. It's not supposed to be on the road. It did not have lights.
It doesn't have lights?
It does not have lights. And it's like 9 o'clock at night also.
So it's at night. It's at nighttime. You have a green light to turn left. You turn left, and you're saying he ran a red light, and you collided, and you didn't even see him because...
Correct.
That's a lie.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
This lady hit me with her car, killed me. I'm back from the dead to tell what really happened. Well, I'm a walking miracle at the end of the day, I am.
I am happy you're back. Before we get into that, continue with your...
Yes, sir. Another thing is if his light was also green, why wasn't the cars in his direction coming toward me? They were not moving. Only he moved, Your Honor.
Oh, that's a good point you make. But
I got out of the car to see what hit me because I didn't know.
Yes.
And I went to the front of the car. The front of my car is just basically totaled.
Yes.
And I'm looking around to see what hit me. I noticed his dirt bike was thrown to the right, almost in someone's yard at the corner.
Wow.
And there were people running up the road. I don't know if he had family close, but they were running up the road. I followed the crowd to see where they were going. His body was basically mangled like a pretzel.
Oh.
He was laying on his back this way. His left leg looks like bone was coming out of it.
Oh.
His feet were up around his neck, and he was unconscious. So I ran back to my car, make sure my daughter was okay because she was in the car with me, and I called 911. They said that they had already gotten several reports that someone was on the way, so I went back to check on him. He had came through. He was trying to sit up, and people were telling him, don't sit up, and as he lifted his head, blood was pouring out of his head. There were blood everywhere. Wow, I'm getting emotional just talking about it. I'm glad he's okay. I went back to my car. The police came, the ambulance came. They saw about him first because he was hurt.
Sure.
So I stayed close to my car. They got him on a stretcher, whisked him away, and they towed my car to a towing company, a yard.
Right.
They said it had to be held until the investigation was complete.
Yes.
The towing company charged me towing fees that I had no idea about. They also put a lien on my driver's license, saying that I couldn't get my car until I paid the lien. I had no idea I was being charged because it was part of an investigation.
I'm here to tell my portion of the story that really happened.
Nowhere in this I'm going to make light of the fact that you obviously were very much hurt.
Very
The
much.
question that I have to deal with, though, is the question of who was at fault for that accident.
She was.
So that's, I understand that's what
No, I
you're
was
saying.
not.
She's saying you were, and we'll
That's
deal with
correct.
that issue. But whatever my decision is, it is not a reflection on the fact that you suffered, obviously, that you were thrown. Tell me your story.
I have a diagram too.
Okay, let's see your diagram.
Yes, sir. I'm actually heading west, going to get me some Popeyes, a 3-piece and fries. Yeah, I was on my way to Popeyes, get me a 3-piece and fries.
Oh, Popeye's the chicken place.
Yes,
Yeah.
I love me some Popeyes.
Oh, and it's good chicken.
Man, it's real good.
Okay.
So I'm heading west. She's coming from west, heading east. As I cross the intersection, my light is green. She turns on the 30th and hits me from my whole left side. The front of her car is dented in.
Yeah.
That means she hit me. I didn't hit her.
It could have happened both ways. I understand where the car hit you. The question is, who had the right of way to go?
My light was
And
green.
now, okay, do you have a light on your vehicle?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And it's a dirt bike.
Yes,
Right.
sir.
And a
Illegal.
dirt bike's not supposed to be on a regular road.
Where I'm from, we can ride him.
No, you can't.
Where I'm
No,
from,
you
we can
cannot.
ride.
Okay.
We ride him
No,
all
you
day.
cannot.
But where did this take place? What state?
Florida.
Tampa, Florida.
Tampa,
Florida.
Florida.
Well, in Florida, you can't be on the street with
Yeah,
a
but
No.
we do it all the time, though.
And many of those all the times wind up with accidents.
Right.
But the thing is, she hit me and she's saying that I hit her. She hit me. Yes, I may have had a bike on the street with no lights.
Well,
True.
that's why she wouldn't have seen you.
Right. But she still hit me. She got lights on her car, right?
Okay. Why would she have had a left turn signal saying she can make a left turn if your light wasn't red?
Her light was red. My light was green.
But when you saw her turning, why did you not get out of the way?
I never saw her turning.
How could you? Oh, because you don't have a light.
No. No.
You don't have a headlight.
No.
That's
I
why
never
we
saw
have
her.
headlights, so that you can see what's in front of you.
You can make it back. That's that.
The police report shows that he was at fault. There's also a diagram of the one that I just showed you.
Okay.
Showing that he was at fault also.
Were there witnesses to the accident?
Yes, it's
And
included
it's in
in
the
the police
police report.
report. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I'm going to read it. A witness advised that the driver of your car was turning left on a green light when the motorcycle hit her.
Can I also include, I have evidence showing that my insurance company did not find me at fault for this accident. It's a liability
Okay.
letter.
Yeah, but the police report is enough. The insurance company wasn't there.
Okay.
I want to see what you're claiming should be paid to you.
Okay. And I tried to put them in order for you.
Okay, thank you. This is your car.
Yes, sir. That is my
Okay.
car after the accident.
All right. Well, these add up to well more than the 5,000 limit,
Yes,
so
sir.
that's not an issue here. We're down to the question of who is legally at fault. Again, make no mistake, no one, including her, who broke down almost in tears, no one is suggesting that you didn't suffer more than anything that's going to happen in this court today, okay? So we get that. What can you add to this case? Your name is?
Feliciana. I'm his girlfriend.
You're his girlfriend.
Yeah. After the accident, I wasn't a witness to the accident, but I was there the night after. It was just a lot. It took a toll on us financially, physically, mentally, emotionally. I was pregnant at the time. So me having to overwork because he couldn't work anymore, and then having to come home and have to take care of him and bathe him and stuff.
Look, no one is questioning, not the plaintiff, no one's questioning that, oh my God, thank God you're alive. And that was a horrible accident.
Right.
But we're here because we have to figure out who caused the accident. And I'm looking at the evidence, the police report, the witness report, the fact that legally the bike didn't belong on the road, the bike didn't have a light, and anything on the road must have a light. The evidence is that you caused the accident. You suffered more, but you caused the accident. And because you caused the accident, you are responsible for the damage done to the plaintiff who is bringing the suit. That's the law, and so the court fines for the plaintiff in the sum of $5,000.
Thank been a struggle since I lost my car. I'm not able to get around the way I need to, and I felt like everything was being in his favor instead of mine when I was the one that was the victim.
This lady hit me. I didn't have no lights on the bike. Okay, but she hit me.
Plaintiff Chanell Anders claims her abusive ex ruined her life. She's suing for $5,000 for rent, bills, and bail money. Defendant Timothy Taylor claims his ex is a liar and that he paid his share of everything during their relationship.
This is case 103B on the docket, Anderson versus Taylor.
All right, we have welcome to both of you. We have the plaintiff here, Ms. Anders, and you are suing your ex-boyfriend for $5,000 for unpaid rent and repayment of bail money.
Hello, Your Honor. I'm here today to sue my ex, Tim Taylor. I was with him for over 9 years, and he became mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive. He ended up being kicked out of his house that he lived in with his family for being unstable and still addicted to drugs. He was stuck outside with all of his things, and I couldn't see my boyfriend go homeless. So I made the decision, even though I had my own perfect situation and a nice home with my beautiful family, I decided, because I'm the only one with the vehicle, and the only one that is stable, I decided to go homeless with him. So we slept in my car for about 2 months so we could save up enough money to get an apartment together. And because of his 200 to 300 credit score, we kept getting denied. I made sure that I had perfect credit, which was
go that low.
up into the 600s, and I was the one who was able to get the apartment. And I got so stressed out that I ended up getting chest pains. I started getting multiple chest pains, and I ended up in the hospital finding out that I have chronic anxiety. So I ended up...
That's why I lost my job, to take care of her.
I was the one that had to do all this stuff, and so that's why I got stressed out. He's saying he had to take care of me, but the reason why I was stressed out and ended up getting anxiety is because of him.
Because you couldn't
I told you he was physically, mentally, and abusive. And so it got to the point that I was so done with doing all this on my own that we mutually agreed that we're gonna end the lease and go our separate ways.
Mutually agreed.
He agreed himself, and he told me that he was going to pay the full amount because I'm not the reason why we're going to get kicked out of our apartment. I'm not the reason for all of this.
So you show me, give me that where he agrees to pay the full rent.
Because he knew that he ruined my life and he ruined everything, he agreed to make all this. That's why it no longer was a 50-50 agreement.
So on the rent, he's agreeing to pay the $2,000 on the rent. Almost $2,000, right? $1,833? Now I want to hear about, what were you in jail for?
One night we was getting ready to go out, or I was getting ready to go out, and she was dropping me off. And then once we got there, she decided to change her mind. She was getting all mad, and then I'm getting out the car, leaving, trying to go to where I'm going, and she's just in my face, like pushing me and everything, and I was like trying to get her off me, and my watch had caught her, and then I got arrested.
Your watch caught me? Yeah. So that sounds crazy itself. Your watch caught me and it punched me in my face?
Nobody
That's how it happened?
punched you, though.
So,
nobody, if you in my face,
so
like,
we went,
like you're not
that
going
sounds like
nowhere.
an abuser. So one night, he
Abuse?
decides he wants to get dropped off to the border so he can go out with his best friend.
To the which border?
To the Mexican border.
Oh, okay. So where do you guys live?
In San Diego.
Oh, okay. So you wanted to go to what, Tijuana?
He wanted to go to Tijuana with one of his best friends, is his story.
Okay.
And so I'm dropping him off, and as I'm going to leave, I see that a car full of women pull up. And he's actually gonna go with a car full of women to TJ. So I confront him about it and ask him why he lied to me and why, because also Tim was a cheater.
My best friend's a
Tim
girl,
has cheated
though.
on me since 2010. Not only has he cheated on me, but he's hit me as well. And so I confronted him and I asked him about the situation. And he decided to get all defensive with me, telling me that he does what he wants to and that he's gonna go and do his thing. And then he punched me in my mouth. All the people at the border, including the police, saw, and they took pictures. They took pictures of me, they put me in a police car, put him in a police car, and he got arrested.
And he was taken to jail.
Yeah,
yes,
and
he was taken straight to jail.
And we went to court for all that, right? And then what happened when we went to court?
There was a restraining order actually put...
Dismissed.
No.
You got dismissed like that because it wasn't nothing. Like
When have you ever heard a story of somebody's hand getting caught on somebody's
No,
face.
when you're in my face, when you're trying to like push me back in the car, I'm like, no,
My
I'm going
lip
this
was
way.
busted
I'm
open
going this way.
from
I
here
have a
to
watch
here,
on.
and I was bleeding. The police
Hell nah.
took pictures of me and made a report
Hell
of domestic
nah.
violence. And on top of that, they let me know that you actually have a restraining order against Tim Taylor. I said, I never went to court. I never put any restraining order against
Okay.
him. He says, we need to go to court, and you need to make sure you get that lifted off.
How long were you in jail?
Just a night. She bailed me out.
When he got arrested, he was calling me that whole night, threatening me, telling me I needed to get him out. I don't belong in here. I don't go to jail. I didn't do anything. This is your fault.
It is.
I just
It was.
pushed you. He's still the same
I
person
pushed, but
because
I
he's
thought I
still saying
punched.
the same things.
Right? I thought I
Obviously,
punched.
he's
But now I
agreeing with
push.
the same things that I'm saying.
Exactly.
You guys can listen to what he's
She
saying.
just
He's
want-
still
she
the
just
same
want-
man. And so because I was in love and because I was naive, and that's what victims do, they oblige to what the abuser is telling them to do. And this is where we're at. He promised me that he was gonna pay that, and he hasn't paid a dime. He hasn't paid a dime for his doing, for what he did to me. It's funny, isn't it?
It is hella funny.
You raised your hand to her. The court put you in jail because you raised your hand to her. So if you're man enough to raise your hand to a woman, you're man enough to take your hand and put it in your wallet and pay her the bail.
Yeah. But
You are.
Okay.
That's an easy one.
Oh, no, that's
I don't
I
even have
agree.
to go to law school for that.
Of course, I agree with that, but you just heard her, right? She was just saying that, oh, he punched me, but you just heard her say it slipped. He pushed me. He was pushing me out the way.
I didn't say that.
Nobody put
Whatever
her
the
I
hands
case
never
on her.
said that. Nothing
She,
slipped.
oh,
Hang on.
stop
Nothing
it.
slipped.
She paid the bail to get you out.
Okay.
And she got you out because you were in there because the police said that you had hit her. You have to pay her back because she got you out.
I didn't hit her,
Well,
though.
she gave you the money
Nobody
to
hit
get
her.
out of jail.
2 months ago, tell me why she was like on my sister's Instagram, like trying to see what I'm doing. You know what I mean? Like, if you don't want to
That's
deal with
that's
me,
not here or
if
there.
you don't want to deal
That-
with
that's-
me,
that-
why are you stalking me? Why are you still trying to get? Why are you still trying to get back with me?
You.
Like,
That's funny.
This
Okay.
is what
so
we're saying.
He has been hitting me for years,
Oh, man.
kicking me, slapping me in the face, punched me in my mouth. He has ruined my life. He's ruined my credit. He's ruined
Well,
me
if I did
financially.
that, why you still-
and
why
he's
you
ruined
still-
me physically, emotionally, and mentally.
What do you want?
Well,
I want you to pay.
All right, whatever. I'm over
Can you
this.
admit what you
I'm
did?
over this.
Can you
I'm
admit
try- I'm
that you're an
trying to move.
abuser? Can you admit that you've kicked me? Okay.
I don't have nothing to admit. I'm lying about nothing. Lay
I
my
wouldn't
hands
be
on her.
here
I
wasting my
hit you.
time.
I hit you. I punched you in your
The
face.
thing
like,
is,
here we go.
you can leave me alone, please.
Based on this suit, you asked for what he agreed to in payment of the rent, which is $1,833, and repayment of what you put up for the
Cap.
bail is $2,700. That all comes to $4,533 I find for the plaintiff.
thank you, Your Honor.